All right, well, welcome back, everybody, to the Raider Roster Report. This is Raider Sparks. We're talking about another episode here with Raiders off-season. Kind of go through a little bit about Devon Witherspoon versus Tyree Wilson at the number 7 pick. And yeah, it should be exciting. But anyways, hope you're liking the videos. Please like, share, subscribe if you're liking the content. Plan on doing a lot more, especially with the draft, free agency coming up. Obviously, the combine's starting out, but yeah, I got the rain gear on tonight. Just wet winter conditions here. I'm in Sonoma County, California, so it's definitely really been wet, snowing in parts that hasn't snowed in a long time. So been kind of fun with that. So anyways, but yeah, just kind of having some fun with the Raider stuff, Raider YouTube. I definitely like listening to everybody out there, all the commentary about the Raiders. It's kind of helps you get through the day. It's a lot of fun. So, and it's something I like to participate in. So anyways, we'll talk a little bit about Devon Witherspoon out of Illinois, the cornerback, versus Tyree Wilson. I picked those two guys because I think they're the next two in line of position players outside of obviously Will Anderson and Jalen Carter. So I think those guys are kind of the next two in line, and possibly both might be there at pick 7. So I think they're both a fit for what we're looking for what we need. I mean, as far as our team needs go, you could pick. I could make probably an argument for every position on the field is our biggest team need. We have so many damn holes in this group. So, but I think those are the two best two right now. Obviously, this is pre-combine, so the combine will tell us a lot. Free agency will tell us a lot too about what we need. But anyways, another reason I picked those guys is because quarterbacks. I mean, there's a good chance that 4 quarterbacks go off the board before we even pick at 7. I mean, it's not happened, but there's been plenty of times where 4 quarterbacks have went in the first round. Even I wrote down in 2021, 5 quarterbacks went 1, 2, 3, 11, and 15. And yeah, in 20, 1, 5, and 6 were the quarterbacks, and then 26, 1, 3, 7, and 18. So, I mean, it's close, but this year there's so many quarterback needy teams that, I mean, you got the Jets, the Titans. We don't know what's going on with Willis. The Colts need a quarterback. The Texans need a quarterback. The Commanders need a quarterback. They just let go of Wentz. The Lions, we're not sure if Goff will be the quarterback, probably, but you never know. The Bucs need a quarterback. The Saints need a quarterback. Panthers. Obviously, we need a quarterback. And so, I mean, the list goes on and on. And then, and really, you know, look at the Ravens. They're going to resign Lamar. The Giants will resign Jones. And the Seahawks, we don't know. You know, Geno may or may not get resigned. But I don't think that even stops them from taking a quarterback. So you're looking at a strong 8 teams, possibly 9, maybe 10 teams needing a quarterback. And the free agency market, it's garbage, right? There's nothing. I mean, Carr is leading the way in free agency for quarterbacks. That's hilarious. That's terrible. And Jimmy G, I mean, come on. And these guys are wanting $35 to $40 million. There's no way a team is going to get a Mayfield, a Jimmy G, or a Carr, pay him that kind of money and win the Super Bowl. Now, if you get one of those guys and only have to pay him $20 million, you still have a shot because they're good quarterbacks. But to pay them $35 to $40 million, I mean, Mayfield is not going to get anywhere near that. But I'm just saying, look at a Carr and Jimmy G, what he's kind of asking for. It's astronomical. So, I mean, there's a lot of teams that are quarterback needy. The free agent market doesn't look good. It looks like the teams that have quarterbacks with free agents are going to resign them. So I went ahead and turned my attention to Tyree Wilson and Devon Witherspoon. So I'll kind of talk about the two players themselves, why I picked them, how they kind of would fit with the team, and then also maybe as a GM perspective, maybe which direction you go. But anyways, Tyree Wilson, 1 year at Texas A&M, 3 years at Texas Tech. He's 22 years old, and basically he's just a monster. 6'6", 275, got an 86-inch wingspan, and 35 and 5/8 arms. So he's got tremendous length, and it shows up on film like crazy. He, to me, I mean, as a pro comp, doesn't have quite the stats, but Myles Garrett, like physically, I don't know the combine results, but Myles Garrett had like 31 or 33 bench press reps with, you know, 35-inch arms, which is insane. He was super strong. He had the 82, 85-inch wingspan or whatever, but that's how he plays, and that's his game. And so Tyree Wilson's a raw prospect, but I mean, just a tremendous athlete, the long strider. He's not very good right now in a 3-point stance. That's one of his weaknesses. But in a 2-point stance, he's fantastic. In our defense, we want Crosby down. We want 2 big dudes down, 300-plus pounders at nose and defensive end, at like 3-4 style defensive end, and then we want a stand-up edge rusher. I mean, and Tyree Wilson just fits the mold perfectly. He would be tremendous for us. So excited to see him. You know, he had in 35 games, he had 76 solo tackles, 121 total tackles, 32 tackles for loss, and 17 sacks. So very, very productive. You know, obviously, Myles Garrett, you know, had 141 tackles, 47 tackles for loss, and 31 sacks. That's what I say. That's the drawback, too, on Tyree Wilson, is people are wondering, well, hey, where is all the sack production? But he had like 50 hurries last year, a ton of quarterback hits. He was one of the tops in the country in both those categories. And part of it is the passing game now in that league is just super fast. So he just wasn't quite getting home. But in a defense that has any kind of pass rush up the middle, if we could figure that out with Max on the other side, this guy is going to get sack after sack after sack. So that's kind of what we're looking for. If he happens to be there at 7 and we're not going quarterback, I think he'd be a terrific pick. But not to cancel out Devon Witherspoon out of Illinois, cornerback. He fits the mold for us as a cornerback. I know some people will push back and say, you know, Joey Porter or Christian Gonzalez, but those guys don't fit what the Patriots or now the Raiders do. No cornerbacks taken over 6'1". I mean, it's just the way it goes. Those are the type of cornerbacks we get. All the cornerbacks that, you know, I'm sure you can find some exceptions, but with the Patriots, that's what they do, is under 6'1". And what we brought in last year, all under 6'1". So that's just the reality of it. So we're going to go for the best under 6'1" cornerback, and that's Devon Witherspoon. His only flaw is his actual weight. If he's only 180, he's 6 foot, probably 5'11" at the combine, but he only weighs about 180 pounds. So we'll see what he weighs at the combine. He's a little grabby, but all the best cornerbacks are grabby, so I'm not gonna hold that against him, you know. So yeah, so he's a great player. I think he'd be a great fit for us. You know, lock down half the field, let us focus our defense somewhere else, like a tight end maybe. Like we could actually card Travis Kelce for once if we had a lockdown cornerback on the other side. So, you know, I think that would be a tremendous asset to our team. I mean, Witherspoon's accomplishments this past year are great. His story's awesome. He started out at JUCO, made the team with special teams, and worked his way up to the best cornerback in college football. So he's tremendous. He's a good tackler. He's got good ball skills, tons of pass breakups, got some interceptions. So there's, I mean, the PFF grades are ridiculous. He had over 150 press man snaps last year, gave up 1 catch for 1 yard. I mean, that's exactly the kind of player that we're looking for. And so either one of those players, if one of them's there, I think we take them. This again, pre-combine, so we'll see if athletically or measurably these guys aren't really adding up to it. But right now, it's kind of how I see it. You know, obviously without a quarterback, Jalen Carter, Will Anderson, and the 2 guys I just mentioned, plus probably Bijan Robinson, are probably the 5 best players in the draft. I don't think we'll go running back that early, so that's why I focus on Tyree and Devon Witherspoon. But, you know, then the question becomes, well, do we take a pass rusher or do we take a cornerback? And it's an interesting question. The answer to me is easy. You take the pass rusher because the 2 teams that were in the Super Bowl were 1 and 2 in sacks. The Eagles were 3.9 sacks per game, and Kansas City was tied for second with New England at 3.2 sacks per game. We were 30th at only like 1 point, I think, 1.6 sacks a game. The Eagles were 3.9 sacks a game. We were 1.6 sacks a game. 27 sacks. Crosby had 12.5 of them. That's just terrible for us. There's nobody you have to game plan for. And so another reason why I think the pass was that stat alone tells you the answer. But the other reason why I think the pass rush is because our cornerback room is, you know, Nate Hobbs is pretty much all we have. That's outside. Amik is outside, inside, right? Tyler Hall is another guy that came on. Sam Webb. That's basically our cornerback room. It's very thin. I could either make a case too for the cornerback based on our team makeup right now. We don't have a true outside cornerback, a CB1 or CB2. I think Hobbs should be in in the nickel, and the other guys would be best as our rotational. So to not have a CB1 or 2 on the outside, it's like, okay, so Devon Witherspoon's the obvious pick. And I wouldn't disagree with that. I just look at the numbers and say, dude, look at the 2 seasons of the Super Bowl and the sacks. I mean, but either way, I'd be cool with getting either one of these guys. Are fantastic. But yeah, our cornerback room, the other thing with our cornerback room, I don't know how good or bad our cornerbacks are or have been, because our pass rush has been so bad. Last year, we only averaged 2.1 sacks per game. We went down from last year, even though we invested in Chandler Jones and Bilal Nichols, and we spent 2 draft picks on the D-line. And we still went down. That's the reason our coach got fired. We went from 2.1 sacks a game to 1.6 per game, and we invested all these resources. So anyways, but getting back to the point of picking Tyree Wilson or Devon Witherspoon as a general manager, you know, for Dave Ziegler, I think that's a tough conversation with the owner, because, I mean, you're basically going, hey, you know, number 7, I want to pick the replacement for the guy I just gave $53 million contract to and still has $19 million guaranteed to him. With a dead cap next year, if we cut him, it's $7 million. I mean, and now we're going to say, okay, I'm going to get that guy, take half his snaps, when I could draft the other guy, Devon Witherspoon, and give him 100% of the snaps. I think as a general manager who made that deal for Chandler Jones to take the pass rusher in this situation is a little bit of a difficult conversation, given the contract you just gave him, the exact same position you're going to replace. So I don't know what to do there for Dave Ziegler, I guess, but hopefully he makes the right call on that. I do think, you know, if Tyree Wilson, his combine is anywhere explosive, and he has the measurables that I just said, gave you 6'6", 275, with that wingspan and arm length, I mean, that would have to be the pick for me. But I can understand the Devon Witherspoon, given all the dynamics behind Chandler Jones, that contract, I mean, the snap counts you'd be looking at, those types of things. But I just think the pass rush is so important. We've been so bad at it. It's so hard to grade our DBs because of that. That's the direction I would go. But anyways, that's all I have tonight. Please like, share, subscribe. Definitely comment. Really want to hear what you guys have to say about the upcoming combine. You know, it starts, well, medicals start, I guess, today. So I'm recording this on Monday night. I'll probably post it on Tuesday. So the medicals will start on Tuesday. And then live action starts Thursday through Sunday. And then after that, we kind of turn our attention probably to free agency and also contract restructurings. That'll be really interesting to see what we do. I think that'll almost be as telling as free agency is our contract restructures, how many we do and who we do as far as restructuring to save some money, to free up some space on the cap. I mean, if we really go after, like, if we restructure Chandler Jones, Bilal Nichols, Andre James, if we restructure those guys, then we're going all in. We're doing something big. If we don't, then we're kind of in a rebuilding, right? I can see that happening. And then all the reports out today about Devontae Adams getting traded, I don't think that's too far-fetched. I mean, if we're going to go young or whatever, get the draft picks back and go young. Like, I don't want to go, like, part way. If we go young, right? Get what you can, draft capital, and let's move forward. But I do want to see Devontae Adams in a Raider uniform, but I want to see a legit quarterback throwing to him. So maybe the Rodgers or Brady thing isn't dead yet. I don't know. Other than those two guys, you know, I think Hooker, like I mentioned in the last video, be a great prospect. I think he's going to go a lot earlier in the draft than people are saying. Maybe even top 15. I'm pretty sure he's going to go in the first round. I think this will be another 2021 draft with 5 quarterbacks. That's where the 5th quarterback went in that draft, was 15. So I just think he's too good of a prospect not to be in there with so many quarterback needing teams and not great quarterback options in free agency. So, but Will Levis is a great candidate. I don't really care for the other Stroud that much, or Bryce Young's too small for me. And then Richardson, I wouldn't mind Richardson, I guess, but it's just, it doesn't make sense in the fact that McDaniel's last year's biggest complaint with Carr was, you know, his accuracy, his ball placement, and then you're getting the least accurate, wildest throwing quarterback you can find. It kind of doesn't make a lot of sense for the Raiders anyways, but I think he's got a bright future. Just, you know, I don't know. Willis didn't work out that great, but he's still young. These guys take time to get going, but I think Levis and Hooker are our best 2 options if we're trying to win now. Other than that, I mean, if you can trade Devontae, if you're going with this other guys, do it and get whatever you can and get as many draft picks back as you can. And do not restructure Chandler Jones. You know, don't take that dead cat next year. Take the hits this year and build and go after free agency big in the following year. So that's what I would do. But that's it. So I think I'll get some more draft content next time. Some prospects I like, kind of give you guys an idea of who I'm looking at, especially with the combine coming up. And yeah, we'll go from there. But please like, subscribe, like I said, comment. Definitely want to hear you guys' thoughts. I know you tell me about the quarterback. That's the biggest issue. But what are your thoughts on Tyree Wilson and Devon Witherspoon, possible number 7 pick? Who would you take, or would you not take either one of them at 7? I'm sure I'll get a lot of trade back requests, which, let's face it, the Raiders might be in a great spot to trade back. I mean, if there's still a quarterback or 2 on the board and somebody really wants them to come get them, then that would be fantastic if we weren't going to go that direction. So that's something to look at too. So I completely understand the trade back scenario, especially if we are going young with Hooker later in the first round. Trade back and get everything we can and go that route. So anyways, please, like I said, comment. I'd like to hear what you guys are thinking. Share the video if you can, and like and subscribe. All right, till next time, this is Raider Sparks. Have a good one.